Um, Sometimes I just think it'd be nice if I didn't say anything and put you guys on your heels. There's not a lot of secrets in the game anymore, but Rance is going to start.
What's the reason behind that?
We were rotating goalies pretty much all year, and I thought his last little stretch of games he was pretty solid. So it's his turn.
He's been pretty good at home this year. Does that factor into it?
He's been good pretty much every start anywhere, so not really, no.
Do you have a conversation with the goaltenders, or is that more?
Hardly ever. Hardly ever. Maybe nothing about hockey. I don't get involved with that. That's why we got a great goalie coach, and they had a great relationship, and we communicate daily, obviously, on what's going on. But no, I don't get involved in that too much.
Other lineup decisions, yes, he was out there. It looked like the guys who aren't playing is you just want more experience.
Well, he may go. We had a couple of guys. Everybody's at this time of year. There's some iffy things, but he just wanted to get out there, get a little work in.
What do you say in the Islanders, Coach?
Well, I think they're one of those teams at the end of the year was dialed right in, and they knew what they had to do, and they did it. You got to give them a ton of credit for that. I don't know the record, but it just felt like every night they were winning when they had to win, and so they're coming in playing. We know the goaltending. I mean, the obvious stuff stands out, but it's the other stuff. I think their additions are really starting to pay dividends, and we go up and down the lineup. It's like, okay, there's no weaknesses, right? They've got it all covered off, so it's the playoffs.
Were you always anticipating you'd probably see Barzal in the series?
Well, we didn't know we were going to play them till the last,
well, once
whatever.
You did.
But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I wasn't really following that too closely where he was at. But obviously, if he's even remotely doable, I'm sure they were going to throw him in.
How different a team defensively or physically are they if Romanov is not in the lineup?
Well, I don't know. I think they're, like I said, they're solid all the way around. That's just another piece that if they get a guy nicked up, they got a great guy sitting there waiting in the wings. So they got insurance, and that's a good thing to have.
Do you anticipate goals kind of being hard to come by, Coach, and just the way it looks?
Yeah, I think every game we've played against these guys has always been that way. I mean, playoffs it always gets a little, I don't want to say tougher, but it's just that's how it goes. I mean, everyone does a little more and makes it a little harder to get to the net, and win your little battles around the net. And so yeah, I'm sure it's going to be tight.
Aside from scoring goals, how's the best way this team can get in the head of the Islanders or Sorokin and just kind of throw them off their game?
We don't really. I don't really focus on that as much. It's about how do we get to our game in general. I mean, it's as boring as ever, but it's what it is. I mean, you're worrying too much about the other team, and I don't think you're going to be very effective. So, everybody knows what everybody's doing. We got great coaches and pre-scouts, and everybody has a good idea what to expect. And then you throw out your game, and then you make your little adjustments here and there as you go. But if you're trying to worry too much about the other team, I think you'll be chasing the game.
The win at Florida was pretty clutch, to get the division. Does that help you guys momentum-wise heading into the playoffs?
I liked how we played. It's how we have to play. Listen, that was one of the better teams too. That was playing really well going into the playoffs, and for 2 periods we did it how we have to do it, which was, we limited their opportunities, and we created a bunch of chances both off the rush, in zone. But the key was not giving up chances, and then. Third period was a different story, and that's where you got to try to avoid. But there's definitely, I think some real positives in that game and how we're going to have to do it to get ourselves a chance.
Ron, what do you look for early from your team that tells you, hey, we're on tonight?
It's the same thing every night, whether it was a playoff game or not. It's all about, like I say, how do each team's trying to get to that momentum of their game and try to dictate how it's going, and that's what we'll be doing the whole series, and they'll be doing the same thing.
A couple days ago, you mentioned that you talked with Sebastian trying to get him to not feel so much pressure to do everything by himself. Do you feel like he's bought into that?
Well, probably not. I think he knows. He's our best player, and he wants to be the best player. And you want those guys to think that way. And I can tell them 100 times. They can tell Brent Burns the same thing, and I guarantee you they're going to, but they're going to go out there and try to be the best player. And that's what you want.
All right, thanks, Rod.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.